Hey everybody, it's me, Sven Sharpen here, bringing you a very special day of Let's Talk About Autism. But before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button down below. It'll help me out a lot. Yeah, today's a really special day. It's day 100 of Let's Talk About Autism. This is a big day, day 100. It's also free Slurpee Day, so happy free or discounted Slurpee Days. So yeah, and to celebrate day 100, I have a really big announcement to make. I will be creating my own autism support group, and it'll be called the Autistic Freedom Network. I'm still thinking about what to call it, but we're going to have our own support group really for the first time in several years. And you might be saying to that and be like, well, aren't there already a bunch of autism support groups? Well, there might have been like a decade to a decade and a half ago, but the truth is there really aren't anymore. And the reason why is, while you're going to find a bunch of autism support groups in name, they're only autism support groups in name. They're not actually autism support groups. In reality, they're trans support groups, they're radical left support groups, they're liberal parent support groups. They're not autism support groups at all. And if you're neurodivergent and want support, you have to identify yourself a certain way. If you don't support trans, if you don't support open borders, if you don't support crazy liberal policies, they will not help you. They will not help you unless you identify with and believe with them. That is not what we're going to do. We're going to be the first conservative, Christian-led autism support group. But every person who is neurodivergent is welcome. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. And really, it just doesn't matter who you say you are. And in a lot of ways, the reason you might say you're a certain way or believe a certain way is because of external pressure, because someone else decided that you should identify yourself that way. You never said that. So it's going to be independence of mind focused, because a lot of our minds are under external occupation and we're pretty much puppets to liberal agendas at this point. And we're being used as slave soldiers. We can't allow that. What we're going to do is focus on the liberation of the autistic mind from radical left subjugation. We will not identify a certain way just to get support. So in the Autistic Freedom Network, we're going to focus on individual liberty. We're going to focus on freedom of speech, freedom of faith, freedom of movement, freedom of everything. We're going to focus on the technical rights that we are supposed to have under the Constitution, under the IDEA, and the Civil Rights Act. We're going to ensure that those freedoms are honored and recognized. And we're also going to celebrate our strengths and honor our accomplishments. And we're going to have big events at universities, big events at capitals, all over the place, like starting in Denver. But we're also going to have events in places like Times Square, Disney World, the Santa Monica Pier, Millennium Park in Chicago. Everywhere where there's a monument or just a big place that you can throw an event, that's where we're going to have that sort of stuff in the country. And that's what the AFN will focus on. We're going to partner up with as many people as possible. But we'll have debates at universities. We'll teach common sense values. It's not even really conservative values as much as it's common sense. I don't think we want a country that's going to be overrun. Things like that. I think we want a country where we can speak freely, innovate freely, and we'll also focus on banning the special needs industry and taking that down. Because the existing autism support groups and existing autistic voices will not focus on that. They will only focus on certain things, but without actually making change happen. That's why we still struggle as much as we do. So we're going to have events to tell our stories. We're going to have events to honor our strengths, to mitigate our weaknesses, which, let's be honest, some of them are definitely caused by poisons in the environment and big pharma. Some of my twitches came from big pharma. I made a video about this a couple days ago. So yeah, that's why we're having a support group, and I'm going to get all the paperwork done in the next few days. Everything done. Well, you'll be able to see it soon, the Autistic Freedom Network, and you will have a voice, you will have a space where you can talk about friendship, you can talk about romance, you can talk about careers, you can talk about family, you can talk about faith, you can talk about everything that, or even just things you're passionate about. You can talk about all of these things freely without having to believe a certain thing, without having to say certain things. You'll be able to speak freely. It's going to be a freedom-oriented event. That's why it's called the Autistic Freedom Network. It supports America, not globalism. that's what we're here for. So yeah, and we've done quite a lot in the past 100 days. Now, 100 days ago, I was like wondering what to even call this series. It was Let's Talk About Autism. That's what it became. But yeah, the accomplishments the past 100 days. Well, April had a lot of stuff. I've done some stuff from the Capitol. Some of the videos I filmed were at the state Capitol. I testified against a horrible bill. I met up with Chloe Cole back in March, done some stuff with Aaron Lee, and done some stuff with the Colorado Parent Advocacy Network. I don't know if you've heard of them, but you've heard of some of the others. Did an event with Sidewalk Steve. Well, I'm actually planning on doing that soon, but I talked to him at one point at the end of April. We did a bunch of stuff in May and in June, make more videos, and I'm very active on X. You can see me there, and on Instagram. But we've made quite a lot of progress in the past 100 days, more than I expected, actually. It might not seem like a lot now, but hopefully we can keep this going for the next 100 days and the next 100 days, all the way to the end of this series until we can have our first Autism Awareness Day event at the state capitol. So it's a big day, big milestone, and we got a whole lot of work to do, but we're getting started. So yeah, that was day number 100. I will see you for day number 101. Thank you very much for watching. And before I leave, I got myself a fundraiser. If you want to donate to the charity, the support group that I'm going to start. So it'll be a fundraiser video. So please do that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.